Hello, I am Cybro. You have stumbled onto this YouTube channel by some chance, and I'm really glad you are here. I am an artist, so here I'm going to be drawing a goblin and Spider-Man in the future. My computer wasn't working, so I wasn't able to get my Sketchbook Pro up and loaded, so I had to use this other website called Klecky. Never used it before, and I don't really like it. Don't sue me. Website. It was hard to use, laggy, and wasn't stable at all. Here's a goblin going in the computer now. I like goblins. I like a lot of fantasy creatures. I think they're really cool and fun to draw and just think about, goblins. Like here, see, in a computer for you. Oh yeah, I swear I'm a good artist. This is a bad way of showing my art because I'm using a bad website. This may be a bad way to promote myself into the world of YouTube. But I personally think that I'm good. But that is up for you to decide later on if you decide to stay, which I think you should, but I'm not your mom, I can't tell you what to do. Earlier you saw my turtle Spike. He's pretty cool. I like him because he's good. As well as my goldfish Mustachio. I'll probably talk about them later on if I decided to keep making videos, which I most likely will. Or not, let's see. There's Spider-Man. Okay, so now I am about to get into something pretty cool. I like it. So, yes. The end of it. Alright, so let's get into it. So I like to start out with a few sketches on what I'm going to do. You see my reference right there with Spider-Man. I like to use microns after I've sketched. I recently bought these pencils from Walmart, and I lent one to a friend, and he may or may not have lost it already, even though it was like yesterday, or whenever this video comes out. But I like to sketch a few ideas, and then I sketch what I actually want to do. It's a loose sketch, but then after that loose sketch is done, I start adding in the details, as in what's going on right now. I'm adding all the little details to Spider-Man, but not every single detail. Then I lightly erase it so that I can barely see it. Then I go over with my thickest micron that I'm using at the moment to outline it. Then I go to the next smallest one and start outlining it from there. I think this process is good. I've seen it from a few YouTubers, but not much. I like it because sometimes if you don't erase it good, well, I'll talk about the eraser first. I like using the kneadable eraser. It's much more easier than having a per se regular eraser because it doesn't leave the sheddings around, and that can get quite annoying. But with the kneadable eraser, you just stretch it, mash it, get it to what you need. Still outlining right here. This is fun to do. I haven't drawn Spider-Man in a while. Yeah, I had a googly eyes to the case for my kneadable eraser, just because I felt like it. Thought it was cool. And you've heard this music before, I'm sure you have. I couldn't really find any other music to use, so I had to use this. Pretty sure it's fine. Hope to find better music in the future. Well, I still like it. Yeah, it's good. We'll get back to you. So once I'm done with the web, I am going to bring out my pencil so that I can add the extra details into it that complete Spider-Man, because he's looking a bit plain right now without all of his webbing, you know? So I go in with my pencil again and I add the extra details I'm wanting in it. The webbing, obviously, because it's on Spider-Man. And I go to a thinner micron so that it doesn't mess with any of the previous lines that I've drawn. It's a good tactic. I've dealt with using thin microns to begin with in my art, but I didn't really like it. I think the medium thick line works well, but I think you can make the thin lines look good. Personally, it doesn't look good with my style, but you know, just for whatever you prefer, I guess I should say. Going on with the kneadable eraser right now. And the kneadable eraser picks up the lead or graphite up off the page easily if you don't push down hard. If you push down hard, you do have to press a little bit with the kneadable eraser, and if you do too hard, it may pick up the micron that you've put down. But yeah, draw lightly. That's a good tip, because my younger sister, she draws a little hard and outlines it and tries to erase it. It doesn't look the best, but her art is good. You should really see it. Oh, now we're on to the coloring process. But yeah, maybe I'll be able to get her to do some art on here someday. That would be fun. What do you think? Well, you can't. Well, comment. That's how it works, right? Yeah. We can see I've bought these microns. I get them from Hobby Lobby. They cost about $7 to $10, but I download the app, so I get 40% discount. Just a tip: if you're wanting to buy microns and don't have a lot of money, get the 40% discount. It works well, and my set isn't the best. I have a lot of greens because I like to have shrubbery whenever I do something like that. And the microns are really fun to use. And when you use the 40% discount, they come out to like $3, so I recommend you buy one at a time. It's kind of weird just buying one marker at a time, but in the long run, you'll be like, man, yeah, that was smart of me to do that. Thanks to that cool Cybro guy, you know? But yeah, but the microns give a cool look. It's like clean. It's not like Crayola markers where they leave the streaks. Using a darker red on my feet. But yeah, I enjoy using microns. They're fun. I think I've said that a few times. This isn't scripted. I don't know, maybe I'll do a script later on. Oh, yeah. And a cool friend of mine gave me these pens to add detail into my illustrations. And I like to add a little detail because I can't really leave it plain because it feels like it wasn't really good enough. So I add more detail into the piece of work that I'm doing, and I just like how it turns out. I'm adding the dots here because I've seen some comics and movies or shows with Spider-Man's costume having like this like technical grid kind of effect, and I'm not really I wasn't going for that technical, so I had the dots. I mean, you can't really tell, but if you look at it, it gives it a little bit more something to look at. I guess I should talk about Spider-Man now. Now, he's been my favorite superhero for a really long time. I loved the Sam Raimi movies. Now, there's a lot of controversy on Spider-Man 3, but that was my favorite growing up. I thought it was cool, and I still like it to this day. But Spider-Man's cool. Spider-Verse was awesome. Oh, look at that. It's done. See the details I put? Hope you enjoyed. I liked drawing Spider-Man. It was fun, seeing as I hadn't done it in a while. Tell me what you think in the comments below. maybe some recommendations on what I should draw next if you decide to stick around. But that is Spider-Man. That. There's the reference. But yeah, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. There's Spike right there, doing his thing. Alright, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. I don't say flip side. Bye. Popping back in, but before I began voice recording, I looked up a Google Translate to make the intro. So here's how it here's how it is. I thought it was pretty funny.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Cybro. This is cool because it can say words like Goblin and Spider-Man. Hint, hint.
Alright, laters.